Hey guys, so you ready for today's September 11th, 2023, 3:49 p.m. Central Time. So I've never spoken about this, and I'll never speak about this again. Why I'm talking about it today, I don't know, but I figured I'd share. September 11th, 2001 changed my future. Didn't really change my day that day per se. It changed what happened that day. But I had no interest in serving at that point prior to September 11th. Pretty much did at that point, and obviously went that direction. I was in high school. Everybody remembers where they were that day if you're old enough to remember. I was in high school, and I was in the shower. I was in Arizona. I was in the shower listening to 98 KUPD. For those of you who are still in Arizona, I believe that radio station still exists. And the radio host, came on, interrupted one of the songs, and said, "An airplane just hit the World Trade Center." I had no idea what the fuck that meant, but I knew just based on his voice and the fact he interrupted his song that it kind of had some sort of significance. And just an airplane hitting something is kind of interesting. So I was like, what the fuck? So I finished showering, hopped out, didn't even get dressed, I don't think. No, I didn't. Went in the living room, turned on the TV. My parents were still asleep. My brother was gone. He was into college already. And I turned on the TV, and one of the first World Trade Center tower was smoking. You know, the plane had hit it. The second one had not yet. I was like, weird, what the fuck? And it said NYC in the corner, and so I was like, this can't be good. So I ran into my parents' bedroom, and they were asleep, and I turned on their TV, and I said, hey, wake up. A plane just hit the World Trade Center. And my mom was like, what? And my dad kind of stirred a little bit, and I said, hey, wake up. A plane just hit the World Trade Center. He's like, why are you bothering me about this? And then he's like, wait, hit what? And they both woke up, and all three of us watched the TV as the second plane hit the World Trade Center. The second tower. And it was like shocking. All of us were silent just to see a plane hit something. An airplane, knowing an airplane with passengers on it fucking hit something was disturbing at the core. Like I said, I had no idea what I was looking at, but I was just like, oh my God, what the fuck? And my parents, I remember my dad saying, what the hell just happened? What are you watching? What's going on? So he hops out of bed, whatever, and I was like, should I go to school? And he's like, yeah, just go to school or whatever. And I was kind of a little running late, so I got dressed real quick, went to school. Like I said, I was in high school, and everybody went to school practically that day. I mean, everybody was there. And all the TVs were on in all the classrooms. We were watching the coverage of it, and a few of the teachers were from New York, so they got kind of upset or whatever. People were calling people, and there was a student in our class that had a parent that was their parent working at the World Trade Center at the time, because their parents had divorced or whatever, and he was trying to get a hold of his mom. And couldn't, and I don't really know what happened with that situation. I don't know if she passed or not, but the principal came on and said, we're going to call class today. If you need a ride home, try and take a ride home with your friend. You know, the buses will be coming in late, blah, 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 all this shit. And I live close enough to school that I decided to walk home with a few of my friends. So I walked home. And it was a weird day. It was a really weird day and it wasn't because of the people around me. It was because where I lived in Arizona, Phoenix Airport. What did we call that place? The Phoenix Airport had flight tracks that went over our house that you just got used to hearing the planes in the sky and stuff. And it was silent. I remember going home and we had a pool, so I was outside, and my parents had gone to work, actually. So I was home alone, and I went in the pool, decided to swim around or whatever, and it was dead silent. It was so weird. It was like almost felt like the end of the world. Because I was by myself, nobody was home, the sky was empty. It was like, what's going on? Like, this has got to be some weird significance to it. So obviously it did have some significance to it. And we went to a store later on, the grocery store later on, me and my mom. And it was funny. People carried in Arizona, but they didn't, like, not everybody carried in Arizona. And if they did, they, concealed carry or something. But, like, we walked into the store, everyone was carrying. There was this old guy. He looked like he was straight up out of the West. And he had 2 pistols on both hips. And he had a long beard and a cowboy hat on, cowboy boots, which really wasn't, odd to see in my area as far as cowboy dress look. But it was weird to see 2 pistols on a hip of a cowboy-looking dude walking through the grocery store. And it was just strange. It was a strange day. And from that day forward, the next couple weeks were pretty strange. But that's the day where I was on September 11th. What happened that day for me? It was a weird day, to say the least. Anyway, this is Are You Ready For It? Take care, guys. Have a great day.